Good evening. We're going to call the meeting for Akron City Council to order. At this time, our clerk will read the roll.
Bolden.
Aye.
Boyes.
Aye.
Connor. Davis.
Aye.
DeShazier.
Aye.
Fusco.
Aye.
Garrett.
Aye.
Hannah.
Aye.
Kamer. Lombardo.
Aye.
McKittrick.
Aye.
Amobian. Somerville.
Aye.
All members are present except for Councilwoman Amobian.
For those who voluntarily wish to do so, would you please stand at this time as we are led in prayer by Councilman Lombardo. Immediately following our prayer, I'm going to ask if Councilwoman Boyes will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Madam President. This prayer comes from Pastor Rodney Bowden, Rooted in Christ Community Church there on North Hill. Dear Lord, as we come to you this day, we simply just like to say thank you. We ask your blessing on our city and each council member, each member of the safety forces, the mayor, and all leaders of the city. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The minutes from our previously held meeting have been provided. Are there any additions or corrections?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
The motion to approve the minutes passes 12-0.
We'll now move to our public comment period. All those who have signed up to participate, we're going to ask that you please stand at this time so that you may be sworn in by our clerk.
Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth? If so, please say I do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just going to ask when you hear your name, please approach the podium and you will have 3 minutes to speak to this body. We're going to begin with Keith Costello. Is Keith here with us? Autumn Riddle.
All right, good evening, everyone. Today marks 8 months since Jasmine was murdered by Akron police officer Devon Fields, and still no justice has been served. Fields has basically been on paid vacation since November. Meanwhile, Jasmine's mom's life has been in shambles every day, waking up without her son. When this case was sent to Mahoning County, why wasn't Fields placed on unpaid leave? Our tax dollars are going towards his pay, and the city council is okay with this. I know the community isn't, and we are still demanding justice. Jasmine's mother just recently bought his headstone, something that she dreaded to do. His mom is broken, his siblings are hurting, his family and friends are hurting. However, this means nothing to you guys. If only there was a video showing your facial expressions when people speak. The community needs to see how the council really feels about public comments. 2 weeks ago, when Madam President wasn't here and Fusco got to sit in the big seat, there were 2 people in the audience, including myself. Fusco made it clear if you said anything that he didn't like or he felt was against the council rules, he would have you removed. Well, who was that directed to with the 2 people in the audience? You let that power get to your head and you just showed your true character, which we already know so well. But what if Jasmine was any of your sons? Why is it so hard to relate and understand what Devon Fields did was wrong? When are you going to get tired of our tax dollars going towards killer cops on paid leave? The remaining time, we might as well just have a moment of silence for Jasmine, since we've been having those the past few weeks. So since it's been 8 months, we'll just have a moment of silence for Jasmine for the remaining minute.
Thank you, Autumn. Acacia Reynolds.
Good evening, council members. As you know, my name is Acacia Reynolds, independent candidate for Ward 1, and I come before you tonight with a heart burdened by both grief and urgency. Like many Ohioans, I am heartbroken over the recent ambush of 3 Lorain police officers. One of them, Officer Wagner, was killed in cold blood. That kind of violence is unacceptable, and I offer my deepest condolences to his family, fellow officers, and the entire Lorain community. There is no justification for such an act, and we must condemn it without hesitation. But as we speak of justice in Lorain, I must remind this body that here in Akron, justice has been denied for 243 days. 2/3 of a year has passed since Jasmine Tucker was killed by Officer Devon Fields, and yet this council, this administration, this city has offered no answers, no transparency, no accountability. How long must Jasmine's family wait for justice? How long must we, the people of Akron, be told to be patient, to wait on processes that move only when it's convenient, or not at all? We cannot call ourselves a city of justice if we only raise our voices when the victim wears a uniform. I respect the badge. My childhood neighbor is a police officer. But respecting the badge must never mean ignoring the damage done when that badge is abused and used as a shield against responsibility. If we can mourn Officer Wagner, and we should, we must also mourn Jasmine Tucker and the many other lives taken at the hands of our police department. You cannot demand respect for law enforcement while refusing to respect the community that the law enforcement is supposed to and supposedly sworn to serve. You cannot demand trust when you offer silence in the face of death. I am asking, no, I am demanding that this council speak up, that you call for answers in Jasmine's case, that you hold our police department accountable to the people, that you stop hiding behind ongoing investigations as reason to do nothing. Because every day that you stay silent, you send a message that some lives matter less than others. Some families don't get justice. Some deaths are too inconvenient to acknowledge. That is unacceptable. Justice is not a selective process, it's a commitment, a moral obligation, especially for those in power, for those that are entrusted with deadly weapons to protect us. Thank you.
Thank you, Acacia. Kurt Reed.
Thank you.
Good evening, Akron City Council, neighbors, and friends. I'm speaking to you this evening on behalf of myself and the greater community of residents on my street. Dodge Avenue, a historical connector from Portage Path to West Market Street, is at the heart of my concern. While I'm a proponent of issue 2, I did so with the understanding that local municipalities would collect input from the residents to best respond to issue 2. I'm asking that each of you consider the following concerns for the dual-purpose cannabis dispensary proposed at 730 West Market Street and Highland Square. Traffic. Access to this building is on Dodge Avenue, despite having a West Market Street address. This causes concern for both parking availability and overall traffic patterns. I have spoken to several cannabis retailers in the area, and on average, these businesses see 50 to 150 clients per hour, with the last hour of business being the peak hour. The 29 parking spaces in the current lot would need to serve 37.5 clients per 15 minutes during peak hours. The average time it takes to serve walk-in traffic is 3 to 5 minutes. This would mean that 2.5 clients would need to be served every minute. The proposal also suggests up to 15 employees per day to manage the various shifts. Where will these employees park? If on the street, Dodge's on-street parking doesn't start until well into the residential section of the street, which is already used by residents. How many on-street parking spots are available? If employees park on the street, how many residents will need to park further from their front door? During snow bans, how will these bans be enforced for on-street parking? Safety. How will this additional traffic affect the response times for emergency services? While some believe that the fire truck only goes down Portage Path, that is not the case. Fire trucks from the station on Dodge Avenue regularly travel down our street to West Market, I assume because of quicker response times. With likely congested traffic and parking, I am concerned that slowed response times or accidents at the intersection. Nuisance. The law does not allow for clients to partake in the parking lot of the business. But when parked on the street, should the residents expect clients of the dispensary to be able to sample their products in these parking spaces in front of our homes? Home values. My wife and I love our street. We love Akron. We love our community, and we love being a part of our street. These homes rely we live in a century home, and these homes rely on their owners to curate and maintain these historic properties and continue to be good stewards. My real estate agent shared that on average, we can expect a drop in home values between 3 to 5% in the first year if the dispensary goes in this location. I appreciate the city's motivating programs to create investment in our homes. I guess that's my time. I just hope that we can use our best judgment here and recognize that the best value we have in our city is our neighbors. So please think about that when we're making those decisions. Thank you so much, City Council.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you so much for sharing. That concludes our public comment period. We want to thank everyone who took the time to come down and participate. Council, before you is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
The consent agenda passes 13-0.
We'll now move to old business, planning and economic development. Councilman Fusco.
Thank you. Time on 2 through and including 5. The request of the committees for suspension of the rules on 6. This is the, approving for a cooperative agreement, plus including a special assessment agreement for the 237 to 243 Furnace Street. Wanted to give council time to review these, this proposal and these contracts, given that we recommend approval this evening.
Thank you so much. If there are no objections to suspension of the rules, the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0.
Councilman Fusco?
Yes, item 7, again, suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, in essence, this is the same explanation.
Okay, thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0.
Councilman Fusco?
Yes, the request of the committees for time on 8 through and including 12. The committee's report on item number 13 is adverse.
Any further comment?
Just that this is came before us as a conditional use public hearing on June 9th, and we wanted to give council time to study this. We had a few folks from the community stepped up and said that they had concerns, residential and commercial wise, and I believe the planning department recommended disapproval as well. And so with that, we're recommending disapproval in the name of an adverse report. So if you're against it, you vote yes for the adverse report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman DeSazier?
Yeah, we've talked about this on a number of occasions. It was clear as mud when we first started off, and I think it still may be for some people. But one of the things that you must know is the business that we're talking about is already here. There is a smoke shop that is going to be continuously operating at that location. What needs to be cleared, though, is that what they've asked for is to be able to be a vape shop. So what that means is, and I think people need to understand this because this hadn't been clear, as a smoke shop, you can sell up to 25% vape products today. That's grandfathered throughout the state. What they're asking for is to be able to go above the 25% mark, which makes it a vape shop. In that light, and from what we've heard from our citizens, I'm voting for the adverse report.
Thank you so much. So the committee's report is adverse. All those in favor of an adverse report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Can we do a roll call
Yes.
vote on that? Thank you. Bolden?
Aye.
Boyes?
Aye.
Connor? Davis? DeShazier?
Aye.
Fusco?
Aye.
Garrett?
Aye.
Hannah?
Aye.
Kamer? Lombardo?
Nay.
McKittrick?
Aye.
Amobian?
Nay.
And Somerville.
Aye.
The motion for an adverse report passes 11-2, and this ordinance will be filed.
Councilman Fusco?
The report of the committee on item number 14 is to file. 15 is to take time. Time on 16, please file 17. That's the one we had voted on at 5 o'clock meeting. And then time on the balance of the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Public Service, Councilman Kamer.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to file items 1 through 11 except for 5. I'd like to continue taking time on number 5.
Okay, thank you so
Thanks.
much. Public Safety, Councilman McKittrick.
Continue time, please.
Thank you. Time will be granted. That concludes our old business. We'll now move into new legislation.
Item number 1, offered by Fusco, ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts with Rebuilding Together Northeast Ohio for the provision of services necessary to facilitate the Lead Safe Akron program and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco,
Request of the committees for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, thanks. This is a continuation of our program, our lead abatement program, funded through HUD and CDBG funds to the tune of $560,000 in pursuit of reducing the amount of lead in our homes here in the city of Akron. So we recommend approval this evening.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0.
Councilman Fusco?
The report of the committee on item number 2 is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Would you like me to read that in first?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Item number 2 is offered by Fusco, ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts with Rebuilding Together Northeast Ohio to operate the minor home repair program for fiscal years 2025 to 2026 and declaring an emergency.
I'm so sorry. Now, Councilman Fusco.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the request of the committees for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, thank you. Again, this is CDBG funds that are going to be utilized to assist senior citizens with regards to home repair as well as disabled homeowners for minor home repairs, not to exceed $10,000 per property. And this goes out citywide, and with that, it ought to probably take care of about 50 to 70 homes, are estimating. So it'll help with regards to a number of repairs that could be needed. Of course, they'd have to apply and qualify, but with that, we're recommending approval. Thank you.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended, and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 3, offered by Kamer, ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance or his designee to reimburse Summa Health Systems for remediation and repair costs incurred as a result of a failed city water main that occurred September 7th, 2024, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you. This is basically to move forward with reimbursement to Summa for materials caused by a failed water line at their water meter.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 4, offered by Kamer, ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service to enter into an agreement with Buckeye Energy Brokers Incorporated for aggregation consulting services and any other required services related to the natural gas aggregation program for the City of Akron, and ratifying any such services performed and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable. We're asking for suspension of rules.
are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Basically, the legislation explains everything.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 5, offered by Kamer, ordinance declaring the necessity of determining to proceed with and levying special assessments for the improvement of certain streets in the city by constructing, reconstructing, and repairing concrete sidewalks, driveway approaches, curbs, retaining walls, and installing roof drain pipes, all in accordance with petitions submitted by property owners under the 2023 citywide sidewalk program, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable. We're asking for suspension of the rules.
any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you. This legislation focuses on our 2023 sidewalk program. We were able to get approximately 197 addresses completed throughout the whole city with this program.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended, and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 6, offered by Kamer, ordinance declaring the necessity of determining to proceed with and levying special assessments for the improvement of certain streets in the city by constructing, reconstructing, and repairing concrete sidewalks, driveway approaches, curbs, retaining walls, and installing roof drain pipes, all in accordance with petitions submitted by property owners under the 2024 citywide sidewalk program, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable. We're asking for suspension of the rules.
any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you. This one focuses on our 2024 program, and we were able to get about 264 addresses completed in this year. Thanks.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended, and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 7, offered by Kamer, ordinance determining to proceed with and levying special assessments for the improvement and maintenance of the off-street parking facilities in the Kenmore Business District and the Canton Road Business District, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Committee's report is favorable. We're asking for suspension of rules.
any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
This basically goes out to those two business districts to help with street sweeping, cleaning snow removal, grounds maintenance, and other such repairs and upkeeps.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended, and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 8, offered by Kamer, ordinance approving the report of the Assessment Equalization Board selected pursuant to Section 53.03 of the Code of Ordinances of the City and Resolution Number 126, 2025, to hear and determine all objections to the special assessments for the improvement of Shelburne between the termini of Canton Road and 30 feet west of Kreiner Avenue, Burn Street between the termini of Canton Road and Shelburne Avenue, High Grove Boulevard between the termini of Albrecht Avenue and 50 feet south of Davenport Avenue, Baker Avenue between 42 feet east of Maslin Road and 36 feet west of Hillbush Avenue, Income Drive between 110 feet east of Darrow Road and 150 feet east of Dorset Street, and Springfield Center Road between 45 east of Maslin Road and 73 feet west of Hillbush Avenue by the repair of concrete pavement, determining to proceed with the improvement and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Committee's report is favorable. We're asking for a suspension of the rules.
any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you. Equalization Board met on July 22nd, and they heard from anyone that had concerns or complaints, and with that, we're moving forward with redoing the concrete on some of these streets.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended, and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 9, offered by Kamer, ordinance determining to proceed with and levying special assessments for the improvement of certain streets in the city between certain termini by providing street cleaning services and street lighting, approving the report of the Assessment Equalization Board and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Equalization Board met and listened to any objections or concerns, and with that, we're moving forward with our assessments.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended, and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 10, offered by Kamer, ordinance determining to proceed with the improvement of North Main Street between the termini of Martin Luther King Boulevard and the northern corporate limit by resurfacing, constructing, and reconstructing curbs, concrete sidewalks, driveway approaches, water service connections, and water mains, installing roof drain pipes, and planting trees, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
are there any objections to suspension of the rules?
Thank you, Madam President. As I said this afternoon, normally $16 million coming into your ward or community would be cause for celebration, and I'm going to remain true to, some of the residents that were at my ward meeting earlier in the year and our business owners with an objection to North Main Street. The design plan, which was, constructed by EDG, and I'm sure our engineering staff of the city, on paper, it looks perfect. It looks great, A lot of paint, a lot of paint they'll be using for, parking or bike lane or whatever. But I think it stops there on paper. The reality, as I've seen in some of these streets around town with one lane of traffic, causes a lot of congestion. And I'm not going to go over every one of my objections, but one of the main things would be that as a driver in the city, when there's congestion, you're going to be cutting down certain streets, and I think that's going to happen on North Main Street, cutting through the neighborhoods. So I just don't really like the restriction of one lane, either coming into downtown, North Main is the main corridor, or getting out of town. I just don't like that restriction. All I asked for is just 2 lanes. So I just wanted to offer those comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kamer, any further comments?
No.
Okay, thank you. So the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay?
This ordinance passes 12-1. Item number 11, offered by Kamer, ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee, without the formality of advertising for bids, to enter into a contract or contracts with Keep Akron Beautiful for the provision of litter control, recycling, graffiti removal, and beautification activities in the city of Akron, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you. Today, we had during committee meeting, we had our service director and Jackie from Keep Akron Beautiful here, and obviously all of us colleagues, all my colleagues know what Keep Akron Beautiful does throughout the city, and this is basically to move forward with the contract with what they do.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 12, offered by Kamer. Ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent or their designee to enter into a contract or contracts without the formality of advertising for bids to make an emergency purchase of CB1 product from Jacoby Carbons Incorporated for treatment of the city's water supply at Lake Rockwell and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer,
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you. This is to move forward with the purchase of 250 tons of powder activated carbon. This is obviously for our water supplies, for our drinking water.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This ordinance passes 13-0. Item number 13, offered by Councilman Bolden and Mayor Malik. Resolution opposing and objecting to the renewal application of 818 LLC, 1800 Merriman Road, Akron, Ohio, 44313, for a Class D5 and D6 liquor permit, 2455377, before the Division of Liquor Control and declaring an emergency.
Councilman McKittrick,
The committee's report is favorable. We are asking for suspension of the rules.
are there any objections to suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
I'd like to yield to Councilman Bolden.
Thank you. Madam President, this Merriman Valley in Ward 8 is the one area that I think we have an opportunity to really grow and bring in some economic development. We've got the canal, we've got the towpath, we've got Parkway Estates, a neighborhood down there that is won the Parks Challenge with Corona Park, and a lot going on down there. We've got one place that is causing a little bit of problems, and this is at 1800 West Market. For the past, in 2024, this location has had 11 fights, 1 shooting and a felonious assault, and 4 noise ordinance violations. But it really picked up when the Empire Lounge took over in April of 2025, which is basically less than 4 months ago. We've had 4 shootings, 1 shooting that resulted in death. We've had 7 fights and 3 parking complaints. They're parking on other businesses, areas, properties. Also, there's been calls for reports of after-hours parties that have been going on here. Businesses have voiced their concern. They're trying to grow their business. They're concerned about this area, that people will not come down if there's shootings, if there's fights and things like that. We have a new business opening up there Wednesday night at 4 o'clock in the Valley. And we want to keep this. We want to spur some development. We're asking that we object to this liquor license so we don't keep businesses that don't play by the rules in our ward and our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman McKittrick,
Yes, I'd like to make a motion for council as a whole and the mayor.
thank you. We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
This resolution passes 13-0.
That concludes our new legislation. We'll now move into committee assignments rules. Councilman McKittrick.
2 p.m.,
Public Safety, Councilman McKittrick.
2:15.
Budget and Finance, Councilman Lombardo.
3 p.m.
Parks and Recreation, Councilwoman Connor. Planning and Economic Development, Councilman Fusco. Housing and Neighborhood Assistance, Councilman Fusco. Public Service, Councilman Kamer. 2 p.m. Health and Social Services, Councilwoman Amobian.
2:30.
Is there anything else coming before council at this time?
Madam President.
Councilwoman Connor?
Thank you so much. I just want to let everyone know that next Tuesday, August 5th, is Night Out Against Crime. There will be events in each of the 10 wards. Many of my colleagues here have been working on those community events. They are free to all of our parents and families. It's a way to interact with the police, get to know your neighbors. Great fun night. It has come to my attention also at the same time as the Backpack Adventure at Akron Public Schools. So I just want to make our families aware that Backpack Adventure is a 2-day event. So I'm encouraging all of you to go to your Night Out Against Crime in your neighborhoods on Tuesday and go to Backpack Adventure on Wednesday. Both are great events. It's a great way to have 2 evenings of fun with your children. And I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that you could do both, one on one day and one on the other. We'll look forward to seeing you at Night Out.
Thank you, Councilwoman, for sharing. One thing I do want to mention, just a special thank you to Summer Hall. I don't know if you guys all received your packets in your mailbox, but she prepared a really nice packet just informing us of what's happening and going on in the city. So just really appreciate that and just want to thank her for her hard work in doing that. Also, just want to say this is our last meeting. Council will be on recess in the month of August. We are still very much so working and holding meetings and answering our phones and our emails, but we just will not be meeting physically in chambers in the month of August. If there's anything else, we have a motion on the floor. If there are no objections, meeting adjourned.
This concludes the live broadcast of Akron City Council. Margot Somerville, President of Council, presiding.